If you're looking for a secure way to access your home lab, office network, or cloud server from anywhere in the world, setting up your own VPN server is a great option. And in this video, we're going to set up our own OpenVPN server on Ubuntu 26.04. You can set it on any machine you want, but myself will be setting it up on my Kamatera VPS. If you have a public IP at home, you don't need a VPS just to run OpenVPN. You can install OpenVPN directly on your home network. If your public IP changes, use a DDNS service like DuckDNS. And if you're behind CGNAT or don't want to expose your home connection, then a VPS can be used as the VPN server instead. Now, there are two ways we can set up OpenVPN. The first is to do everything manually, configuring certificates, encryption keys, networking, and firewall rules ourselves. It gives you complete control, but it can be quite time-consuming. The easier option is to use an installation script that handles most of that configuration for us. And that's the approach we'll be using in this video. So let's get started. Now that our Ubuntu 26.04 VPS is ready, the first thing we need to do is connect to it. I have opened a terminal on my local machine and I will connect to the VPS using SSH. As always, let's begin by updating the package lists. This ensures we're installing everything using the latest package information. Instead of configuring everything manually, we're going to use the OpenVPN installation script. So download it with this command. You will find these commands in the video description. Now make it executable by running this command. Finally, you can launch the installer using this command. This is an interactive script that greatly simplifies the installation process. The installer will start by asking you which protocol OpenVPN should use. In most cases, choose UDP, which is also the default. UDP provides better performance and lower latency. The installer now asks which port OpenVPN should listen on. The default port is 1194 and is the recommended choice for most installations. Unless you have a specific reason to use a different port, simply press enter to accept the default. The next step is choosing the DNS server that connected VPN clients will use. There are several options available, including Google, Cloudflare, OpenDNS, Quad9, and addr. For this tutorial, I'll be selecting Google DNS. I'm going to give my first VPN client a descriptive name. This name will also be used for the generated .ovpn configuration file, making it easier to identify when you have multiple VPN clients. Use a unique name for each device, such as Office-PC, Home-laptop, or Android-phone. This makes it much easier to manage multiple client profiles later on. The script will now automatically complete the OpenVPN installation and generate the client configuration file that we'll use to connect to the VPN. The installation is now complete. The installer has configured the OpenVPN server, generated the required certificates and encryption keys, and created our first VPN client profile. You'll also notice the location of the .ovpn configuration file. In my case, it's saved in the root user's home directory, but your location may be different depending on which account you used to run the installer. Before connecting any devices, let's verify that OpenVPN was installed successfully. One of the quickest ways to do this is by checking the installed version. If you see similar output, OpenVPN has been installed successfully, and you're ready to move on to the next step. Next, let's verify that OpenVPN is listening for incoming VPN connections. This confirms that the server is ready to accept VPN connections from client devices. If you're using UFW firewalled or a cloud provider's firewall, make sure you've allowed the OpenVPN port. Let's verify that the OpenVPN service is running correctly. We'll use the systemctl command to check its current status. If the installation was successful, you should see that the service is active and running. Finally, let's verify that the VPN tunnel interface exists. OpenVPN creates a virtual network interface called Tunnel 0, which is responsible for routing encrypted traffic between the VPN server and connected clients. If OpenVPN is configured correctly, you should see the Tunnel 0 interface listed along with its assigned IP address. This confirms that the virtual tunnel interface has been created successfully and is ready to handle VPN traffic. Now that the OpenVPN server is installed and running correctly, it's time to connect our first client. In this demonstration, I'll be connecting an Ubuntu laptop to the OpenVPN server. The first step is to copy the client configuration file from the server to the laptop. This file contains all the information needed to establish a secure connection to the VPN. We can transfer the file using the secure copy or SCP command. Replace the IP address with your server's public IP address and use the name of your own .ovpn file if it's different. In my case, the file is named zaxtechservers.ovpn, and I'm copying it to home folder. If you want to copy to, say, the downloads folder, just add downloads at the end. Now that the client configuration file has been transferred successfully, the next step is to import it into the OpenVPN client and connect our Ubuntu laptop to the VPN server. Now the next step is to install the OpenVPN client software. This is the application that will use the .ovpn configuration file to establish a secure connection to the OpenVPN server. We're now ready to connect our Ubuntu laptop to the OpenVPN server. To do that, run the following command and specify the location of the client configuration file that we copied from the server. The location is important because OpenVPN needs to know exactly where the .ovpn file is stored. If your file is in a different folder, such as downloads or documents, be sure to update the path accordingly. In my case, the file is located in my home directory, so I only need to specify the file name. Now that we've connected to the OpenVPN server, let's verify that the VPN connection is working correctly. One simple way to do that is by checking our public IP address before and after connecting to the VPN. I already know mine, so we'll know if it has changed. The command has now returned my public IP address. In my case, it's displaying an IPv6 address, but depending on your network and internet service provider, you may see either an IPv4 or an IPv6 address. Let us now check the IP version 4 address. Both the IPv6 and IPv4 addresses belong to my Kamatera VPS. This confirms that my Ubuntu laptop is successfully connected to the OpenVPN server and that my internet traffic is now being routed through the VPS instead of my local internet connection. This is where my Kamatera VPS is located. Once you've finished using the VPN, you can disconnect from the OpenVPN server by stopping the OpenVPN client process. One way to do this is by locating the process ID and then terminating it. In addition to connecting from the command line, Ubuntu also provides built-in support for OpenVPN through the network settings. If you prefer using a graphical interface, this is a quick and convenient way to connect to your VPN server. Click the plus button to add a new VPN connection. Ubuntu supports several VPN technologies, including OpenVPN, WireGuard, and PPTP. Since we're connecting to an OpenVPN server, choose Import from File. To connect, simply toggle the VPN switch to the on position. After a few moments, Ubuntu will establish a secure connection to the OpenVPN server. You can also verify that the VPN is connected by opening the Quick Settings menu in the top right corner of the desktop. you'll see the VPN connection listed as active, making it easy to confirm that you're securely connected. We've successfully connected to our OpenVPN server from an Ubuntu laptop using both the command line and Ubuntu's built-in VPN client. Now let's see how easy it is to connect from a Windows computer. The first step is to download the official OpenVPN Connect client for Windows. This is the application we'll use to import our client configuration file and establish a secure connection to the OpenVPN server. Before we can connect from Windows, we first need to copy the client configuration file from the OpenVPN server to our Windows computer. Just as we did on Ubuntu, we'll use the secure copy or SCP command. Replace the server IP address, username, destination folder, and the .ovpn file name with the values that match your own environment. Although the cursor doesn't move to a new line and it does not show you typing yes, the prompt is waiting for your input. Simply type yes and press enter. We're now ready to establish our VPN connection. When you first open OpenVPN Connect, you'll see two connection options. Since we've already created a client configuration file on our OpenVPN server, click Upload File. And that's how you install and configure OpenVPN Server on Ubuntu 26.04. By hosting your own VPN server, you gain complete control over your remote access solution without relying on a third-party VPN provider. Whether you're securely accessing your home lab, connecting to your office network, or encrypting your internet traffic while traveling, OpenVPN remains one of the most reliable and widely supported VPN solutions available. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Linux, networking, self-hosting, and cybersecurity tutorials. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.